Right. Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Date is November 13th, and I'd like to bring to order the meeting of the Douglas Board of Health. First item on the agenda is the transfer station applicants. We advertised and we got 3 applications, and we interviewed 3 applicants. Corey and I did the interviewing, and I can say we were impressed with all 3 applicants for the job. So I don't think we can go wrong in any direction we take here. We felt very good about the applicants that we had. So. Let's see. The applicants were Tony Hostak. I believe he is a current, I think he's a senior program, working on his taxes up there. So he has experience up there, and I know we've known him very well, and he works out very well up there, and it sounded like he was a good fit, very good fit up there. The other 2 applicants, one was George Willett. He has a very good bio. He's got a good background, and he interviewed very well. He thought he was excellent up there. And the other applicant was Ray. What's the last name?
Yeah, no.
Ray Hawken. Sorry if I don't pronounce that right, but Ray wrote a very good bio. He has experience kind of in management. He works for the Postal Service in the past, and he applied and came across as very, very good and very enthusiastic, and I thought he would be a very good person to work up at the station. So, just to go through a few of the notes that we had on the applicants. With George Willett, he's familiar with the transfer station. He's been using the station for years. He's worked at Verizon as a mechanical engineer. So he says he's very good with working around mechanically, working with anything up there. I think he'd be a good fit there. He seems to have very good people skills. He's eager, and he has good initiative. So we felt very good with him. Let's see. Of course, Tony. Interviewed Tony, and he's very familiar with the facility. Like you said, he's worked in up there, and I guess he's already dealt with certain situations up there. I guess he was working when we had the changeover with the stickers, and he had to turn quite a few people away. It seemed like he handled that very well, the way he came across. So, and he seems to be a good fit up there.
How do the people that applied sound towards what their responsibilities would be? With the time frame of hours, where with the 6:45, one person going in, opening up,
Yeah.
and the other person closing 15 minutes past 4.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in at 7:15, and about being able to mow, to weed whack, to shovel a small amount of areas when
Yes.
it's necessary. All of what the responsibilities are they able to physically? Are there any handicaps where any of them can't do it? Because if
No,
they
none
can't,
of
then
them.
it's
They
something I'd
all
like to know
seemed
now.
very willing, able to do those
An understanding.
tasks.
Yeah.
So they were told that that was in
Yes.
the job description of
Yeah.
what was necessary for having the operation up there function
Yeah, and
properly.
they seem-
Mhm. Yeah, we both thought they were all very ambitious, initiative, and they were told the tasks they were to perform, and none of them seemed to have a problem with that at all.
So what if there's a big storm? You got to come in on a Monday to prep for a Tuesday.
Right, and they would get
They
paid
were
for
okay.
the hours for doing,
Yes.
for
Yeah.
doing that.
No problem at
They're
all.
eager for-
No.
And being able to go across the street and getting some sand or salt and
Put down whatever's
being able
necessary.
to put down that it's necessary, because if the place up there isn't safe,
Right.
we should not be open during that time frame. We should be
Right.
shutting
Yep,
it down.
we told them that, and they
Yeah, they were
totally
good.
on board with that.
Good.
Yep, seemed
Good. I
good.
think we had, very good applicants in this regard.
It sounds,
seemed,
Yeah, the two that don't have the experience up there were great in the interview. And then, you have Tony who,
Is the board
Has the
in a
experience.
positive way of saying the third person could be an alternate?
yes. Corey and I talked after the interviews about how we felt about the three and how they fit in. And we got the third person absolutely fill in very well as an alternate.
That would be a big plus, because if ever, and they should be hired, if somebody's gonna be out, and every now and then, they should be asked to go up there and fill in, or if it's gonna be, say, a holiday where the people, like Christmas time or what have you, where there's gonna be massive, that's where you would bring them in as a third person.
but, that's what we had talked about, was that it might be advantageous to take all three and just the third as, not a regular, as a,
As an alternate.
as an
Alternate
alternate.
fill in,
Yes,
yes.
that would be
Get 'em on
something
the
the board
books and
should
get
really
'em-
think about possibly doing.
Right, have them do the paperwork and,
A little
Very
paperwork,
good.
a little experience. So if anything opened in, the future, he,
could slide in.
Slide right
easily,
in.
too.
so. Well, as I don't have any more questions.
The only thing
No.
I'd like to ask is, which two are the two that you two
Okay,
basically
that's the next
feel-
step. That's what coming across next is, we felt like Tony Hostak and George Willett were our two choices for the positions. We'd like to offer them the positions. And Ray Huckham, I would love to ask if he would be willing to work as a fill-in. And I think he also mentioned possibly off the senior program.
He did, he applied for that.
Applied for that, so
That would be great.
that'd be great. So I
Yeah,
think
he was a
that's-
great guy too.
Yes. So I think we're gonna do very well.
Yeah, I think you guys will like.
Hmm?
I think you guys will like them.
I went to Tony last week,
You did?
and I mean, he's okay, knows what he's doing. I think he has a hearing issue, because even
Yes.
just in the office, and I'm talking to him, if he was looking down, he didn't, I had to almost raise my voice from the here. And again, I don't know if he had this from a long time ago. It seems like he had like a little speech impediment. I don't know, is it some of the,
Probably with
which
your
is,
hearing.
I mean, I'm not
Probably with your-
knocking it, don't get me wrong, I just wanna bring that up, just,
Okay.
because it's like, one time we walked out, there was a woman that was throwing this, she had some stuff to throw up top, and the first thing came out of her mouth is, "Why do you look so grumpy?" I said, "Whoa, okay, wait a minute." Then I walked out there, I said, "No, he just learned the job and all this stuff, that's all I told her." She was okay after.
Do you think that was the issue at hand? Was that he was just learning and wasn't comfortable yet with what he was
I don't
doing,
know.
or
But that amazed me though, when they first walked out, and that's the first thing that came out of her mouth.
yes?
So I'm just, I mean, I know it's, sometimes some people aren't happy when they get there. I mean, I'm not saying the work, I mean, because the people
People,
have
sure.
a tough day, a real
Mhm.
tough morning, and they're aggravated, and we know that, we put up with it, and it's just, we let go one day out the other, and we just try and calm them down the best we can, and that's all we can do.
Sure.
And like, there was one, this is quite a while back, that one guy just kept on and on and on, just said, look, if you have any problems with this, just go to the town hall and file a complaint, that's all. I mean, I'm not gonna deal with it, just, I don't need that kind of trust, it's a recycle center. Jeez,
Yes.
it's not rocket science.
Mhm.
But, I just wanted to bring that up.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we had discussed all facets of each employee, and I think in Tony's case, he has really just put in the time as the alternate and learned the job and spent a lot of time there.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's nice.
No, he did pretty good with down the back, he kept it nice and clean, the whole thing.
Right.
And like
Mhm.
Tuesdays and Thursdays isn't that busy, but you still need two people there.
Yes.
It's just, he's out going around picking up the stuff and all
Mhm.
that, so, wasn't that bad.
Has he been up there on Saturdays as well?
Yeah.
It's been busy as well?
He has worked some Saturdays, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that has also worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Experience will be good.
It was good. He seemed to know what he was doing, and he liked the job. And
Hard to train too many employees at once.
It is.
When there's only four.
You guys get the break.
When there's only four to begin with.
Well, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Usually it's not, I mean, it's fairly steady, but it's not, like a Saturday is crazy. You know, Saturday's a lot different.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How did the board feel about Joe's proposal as a third man on Saturdays? Was that is there a time frame where it's the busiest on where a third person would be beneficial for just like a 3 or 4 hour shift on a Saturday? Is that
For the most part, I feel that when it's necessary, then we'll call in the alternate, myself.
yeah?
For the most part, except
You
for...
can't pre-plan for those. Those are sort of hit or miss. Those busy.
Well, you can pre-plan now and then, but for the most part, if somebody's not gonna be in, see, you don't just, the guy up there just to run the button, that you can operate those compactors from down below.
Yeah.
So if they're really that busy, all it takes is the person that's supposed to be watching the recycling and the compact, just walks over to the compactor, turns a key, and off it
And it
goes.
goes.
So to just have one person up there pushing a button would be a little, I don't
Much.
know. Yeah, I think
A
so.
little much, yeah. Okay.
But for those busy days,
But for busy days, or
Christmas
yes,
after Thanksgiving
where they,
maybe or something.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, or if it really is bad, maybe we could have it where the guys could call up and let Krista know, or let Steve know and say, we're really so swamped down here, could we have call up so-and-so to come in?
Mm-hmm.
That would be, because these guys, if they know if they're gonna be swamped or overloaded during a period of time. I've been
Yes.
up there working where the compactors were full, we filled everything under the sun, and we ended up shutting down, I think,
They
at
had to close
3.
at 2 o'clock. I
Yeah.
remember that. Oh my
Right
God.
after New
A couple
Year's.
times.
Jesus.
But,
Really?
That's
yeah,
what,
Yeah.
we were out there, as the cars were basically coming in line, we would take their stuff and just put it wherever we could, and just send them
Wow.
through, because the compactors were completely gone. If they had recycling, we allowed them to go down and be able to, again, it's being able to be willing
Right.
to put that effort in,
Yes.
and to see it operate in that manner.
Right, when things get
well,
tough.
that's what Ray and I do. We try and plan the dumpsters, because what we normally try to do, and I know you said, like on Saturday, you like to have A and B, have all the 4 doors open. And I'll be honest with you, we don't do that. We concentrate with one, because we're trying to fill that one up, instead of having 2 half ones.
Oh,
Because then it
yes.
gets a little crazy down there, and now we gotta judge and see when we can get them out, we don't wanna get stuck.
Mhm.
If we have, like, for example, we got B open, both doors, they're coming in, and if we tend to see it gets back to a little bit, we'll go down and we open up the other door, just to relieve, so there's no bottlenecks.
Yes.
So everyone can come through, and then when the bottlenecks gone, then we close the other door. But we try and concentrate on one, to get that thing packed in as much as we can, so we know it's full and it's going out.
It's good.
Right.
That's the way we plan.
Because we have to call it in on Thursday and have them pick it up on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
So we wanna know on Saturday that that's gonna be full.
Sure, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was down there Saturday,
Okay.
it was really crowded. Like, there was lines. There was lines there Saturday.
When, this Saturday?
Yeah,
There was?
it was getting really congested.
I didn't see it that bad.
It might have been for a short period when I was there.
Had to be a real short period, because usually we keep our eye on that
Yeah.
right off the bat. So. But we kind of, because I think that's what happened with us on that year, we had everything full. There's probably one compact that we probably should have sent out, maybe it was only 3/4 full, but just to avoid what we
Right.
had that one
All
time.
right, because looking at the tonnages right here, it's fantastic what you guys are doing up there.
Yeah.
There's only one that went out in B, that went out at almost 7 point, almost 8 ton. Other than that, the lowest was 11.8 ton. So that's fantastic.
Very good.
The high was 13, 12, almost 13, so you definitely are doing,
It's funny, it doesn't go with the pressure gauge that we have there, because like we filled B, and I read 2,000 pounds, so I said, okay, that's it. I want to close down, because I don't want, when they come and pick it up, I don't want the stuff falling out all over the place for them to pick up, so.
normally, isn't it
2,000,
around
that's
17 to 1,900 pounds
Yeah.
is normally when you know you're full, pretty much.
The A, it'll shut off at 18.
enough. Yeah, you need it.
Yeah. Well, what they've done, because they're supposed to change it too, they're supposed to put, what is it? User-friendly oil that basically is good for the environment, and it's so expensive. Otherwise, they wanted to basically put less oil in case there's a spill. They actually had mentioned that to me, I said, well, you gotta do something, because we want the tonnages
Yes.
back up around at least 10 to 12 ton.
Mm-hmm.
And they did go up there and they put more oil back in, and then they were allowed to, of course, get your pressure back up to allow the pushing.
Yes.
And then eventually, hopefully, they're gonna put in that oil, it's like canola
Really?
oil. Something like that.
But
that
environmentally
safe,
friendly.
Safe.
environmentally friendly, it could break, a line could break and it would not hurt the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we possibly should have tried for when we went for a new contract, but I forgot about it. But it's something we could look into
Yes.
Yeah.
and ask them if they could do at least one of them.
Put that on the notes for 3
I
years
was
from
thinking
now.
there'd be some
Yeah,
low
mark it down.
oil in there now, because this thing hit right 2,000 pounds, you were still kicking back. And I'm saying, I didn't want to go much higher than that.
No, that's-
Because
that
it's
was-
all like, when they pull out, that stuff's gonna be all over the ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
2,000, I said, okay, that's it. And I shut it down at 3 o'clock. Then we went into A, so there's not much in A, and which will start tomorrow.
And I noticed tonight, this was around 4:30, no, around 3:30, I went by and they were just pulling out one of the compactors.
Okay, that must have been B.
Must have been B, they were
Yeah.
just taking it out. So when you get up there might not be one, only one to start, I don't know.
As long as A.
As long as you got
not much
one
of
that's
in
got
A,
the
we're
room,
all
you'll
set.
be all right.
Right, as long as you got
Take them
one.
both at the same time, then we're screwed.
Right.
Right. Well, good.
As far as money goes, though,
Yes.
we have that $2,000 that we had put in. It's been there for a couple of years for someone extra. It's not very much.
Yes.
And then the senior person only works 120 hours.
For one. All
And
right.
When I talked to Jean about it, she's like, I asked her if someone did senior, could they also get paid? Because
Mhm.
so you can come. She said she didn't think so.
Didn't think so.
Well, that's why the alternate would
Can do both.
convert for us.
But we only have $2,000 for the alternate
You mean,
for wages.
yeah, but we can't, really, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So somebody who's just a fill-in position, working as a fill-in, they couldn't also work, like on Saturday, I mean,
Get paid and
get paid and work the
yeah.
taxes off, like, during those time periods where you need.
There
somebody
must
to
be
work
a
in
She
the
didn't
shack.
think
or
that was a
something.
good
I
idea.
would think, yeah, that is.
There must be a
She said
form.
cannot combine
Yeah.
the two.
That's a shame.
That's not right.
She said if,
I mean, that's crazy. I don't know. There's got to be a way. Maybe there's something that she's missing or something. I mean, how can you volunteer for a position, get a tax break, and then you have to stop at that amount of hours? You can't work any more than that and get paid for the access.
Well, a lot of, yeah, I can see where that's gonna be, could be hopefully straightened out. But to me, these alternate at least should be able to get paid, because the person who's not working, he's not getting paid.
Yes.
Right.
So the money
Just
that is
use
saved
the
should be
regular
able to go
wages.
with the regular wages,
Yeah.
hopefully.
oh, so you're not saying an additional person on,
No.
No.
you're saying, oh, you're saying just to fill in if someone's not.
Right, or the
Oh,
2,000, I'd
okay.
like that also, though, if there was a need, a bad need where we could,
Like the
Well,
New
we have
Year's
the
one or
2000.
it
Christmas.
would be mainly for an alternate when somebody was out.
Right, but you
Oh,
could use
okay.
that for Christmas.
I
or
would have liked
New
it
Year's.
to be different, but if we don't have the funds, what can we?
Yeah,
do about it?
exactly. Yeah, we have to have the funds.
Because I was trying to figure out if we have so many hours, 120 hours, and then 2,000, how many hours that would be.
Right.
Because there's only so many weeks, because come July, you can go ahead and budget. Oh,
See, for this coming
did.
budget, we should budget in more monies for.
Right.
For an alternate.
personnel.
I mean, you got to
Yes.
figure out how many days do we need the alternate for.
If we really needed it badly, we would, I guess, have to go in front of the select.
Mhm.
And I don't think there would be a problem at all.
I think so.
But it might be a hold on because of, and she's probably right, but the selectmen have the authority to say, okay, you're allowed to take X amount of money from your surplus and put it into, I would hope.
Yeah.
because I would
also.
think, because the senior's just starting now. They have like, is it Roy? Ray? Roy? He would just be starting now, so he hasn't used any hours yet. So like
Yeah,
Corey
because
said, I wonder
he-
if he used all the hours and then after
Right,
that was
right.
finished, not toggling them.
Right,
but-
no,
Right.
you can't toggle like that,
Uh,
but once you work
toggle.
off that 125, I mean, you
Right.
say, okay, you're done for the year, buddy, that's it.
Or
So
we
now-
might
Can't
have to go
fill
in
in.
front
Yeah,
of the
that doesn't make any
selectmen.
sense.
Right, no.
That doesn't make any
I'll
sense.
talk to her again. But speaking of, did you get the email on the award we're getting?
I did get that
I
email,
saw that.
that's exciting.
Where is it?
thought Joe was gonna fly up to go accept it.
Yeah.
Oh, just right there.
Yeah, I read that. Okay, let's see. There's,
Reduce trash by 30%.
yep, there it is.
Yep.
Kristen. Douglas has reduced
Yep.
its trash by 30% compared to 2008 tonnage. You have also
good.
gone from 1,998 pounds of trash per
Per household.
household.
Yeah.
Good, thanks. To 1,737 pounds. That is great. Does not look like your lost participants. So it is a waste reduction. I know it is a distance, but maybe a Board of Health member would be interested, or your DPW or
Town administrator.
Town Administrator, thank you again, to see what others are doing. Have a great day. Irene Condon, Central Mass Municipal Assistance Coordinator.
Yeah, so that's great.
Yeah, that's
It's
great.
nice to have positive.
Feedback on what we're doing there.
Yeah.
The guys are doing,
Yeah, pushing the
job, looks like.
recycling.
They're doing excellent.
Oh, I have one more thing.
So-
Are we still on the transfer station?
we are.
I had a very nice call about Ray, from a woman that wanted me to let everybody know that he is doing an outstanding job, very helpful.
Huh.
So that was good. I don't have
Yeah.
anything in writing, but she called twice.
No, that's
Very
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. Kudos to
Well,
Ray.
one of them, the woman had bought her husband a new bed table, one of these little ones, and she already threw the old one away. But when she did, she threw the box away for the new one, and then had the instructions how to put it together.
Whoops.
So she came back and wanted to know if I could find it. Well, we knew what section she had put it in, but I went around to the back of it, and I could see the box in there because the cardboard I pushed back so they can fill up, and we took it out.
Oh,
for her.
easy
She
enough.
wanted with the paper with the instructions.
Yeah, no,
Perfect.
good.
Good job, Ray.
Vacchioni, Mrs. Vacchioni? Was her name Mrs. Vacchioni?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's her.
Sorry.
That's who.
That's
Great.
Yeah,
really
it's
good
nice.
feedback.
2 times.
I always like to hear that, Ray. Good job.
Do we have to make a motion about our
Yeah, she
applicant?
just gives it to her husband to build, and men don't read instructions anyway, so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah.
So yeah, I think we probably do need to vote on the 2 applicants and positions for the transfer station. So let's say the 2 applicants that we chose were George Willett and Tony
Can we roll this
Hostek.
into one motion for the 2 full-time hires, and in addition, make a motion for the fill-in?
That'd be a second.
Right, you said the
Yeah, that-
names of the people, right?
Yeah,
The two men that are going to
Yeah.
get the full-time,
Yeah,
or
I'll
the
use all of them.
positions. And then the other.
those are the 2 that were full time, and this was going to be the Ray was.
So I make a motion that the board hire George Ouellette and Anthony Hostak as full-time employees of the transfer station. In addition, make a motion to recommend Raymond Hacken as the alternate.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Excellent.
Good, very good.
Very good. So we just
So
notify
have a
those.
full complement
those
back
two,
of-
Yeah, they'll do physicals and
Yes.
all that. Yeah.
I guess the alternate wouldn't have to, from what I
Okay.
read.
Okay.
but
You
the
wouldn't have to
other
take a physical.
No, from what I read, from what you sent out, it stated that the 2 full-time would have to get it, and the other one, the
they would not.
so,
Okay.
you ought to check that to make sure. but
Yeah, I'll
I'm
check it.
I'm pretty sure.
Right, especially if we end up putting him on the books at that additional, after the tax write-off hours, if he's willing, yeah, make sure.
Okay.
Oh, good. Did we,
Good. So we're done with the.
I mean, this type of thing, I'm not gonna be able to take work off to get to this award ceremony. This
Oh yes,
sort of
the
thing.
award ceremony.
I could probably
I don't know.
swallow if it was
When
a
was that?
agent-related thing, but that
Oh,
would
when
be.
is it?
Did it say when that award ceremony was?
December 7th.
December 7th.
Which I don't know what that is.
Thursday?
Thursday.
Yep.
Yep, it's a Thursday.
Pearl Harbor Day.
Oh, yes.
I'll be at work. It is.
I don't know if you're interested in, do that, Dave.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So, just give Joe a call, tell him he has to come up for that.
Okay. I'm sure he'll get right on that.
All right.
It's good though.
That's good.
Maybe they'll send it to us.
So it also mentioned, I don't know if the DPW or town administrator would like to come up for that, but
You probably put an email out to those guys.
yes, hopefully. All right, so
Make
from the
them
transfer
aware that
station.
Board of Health board members are unable to work into their schedule.
Next, we have the senior tax program applicants.
Which, we get three.
Three
I just want to
applicants.
go over them. One is Ray, who,
Yes.
yep, and the other two are Tony, so he's not gonna do it now, and his wife Ruth. So just Ray would be up there. For Ray that applied for the job. So you really don't need to see anything, I guess. Ruth works in here.
Yes,
As
the
well as the building
office.
department.
So as far as the transfer station itself,
Just,
it would, just be- yeah,
yeah, Ray.
okay. So Ray, we're,
Yep.
we just went through him, so we know Ray.
Right.
Good. Utilize him in that position.
Yeah, as much as he's as willing.
Good.
You know.
All right. Next, we have food establishment inspection reports.
I already looked at
You look down, there's just a couple, the schools are in there.
Oh, I didn't look at the schools. I looked at all the other ones.
You looking more, Corey?
All but the schools, yeah.
Schools.
All but the schools.
The schools had re-inspections.
Had to re-inspect.
They're like the last four. Hot water. No hot water.
No hot water.
My classroom was 56 degrees today. Got up to 61 right before I left. It was
At the very
a
end.
chilly day.
I'll get to this one. Just these ones.
Good news is I was told they're working on the problem.
Were there any that basically were a serious problem for the inspection? Or-
Not these, no. No, nothing that was,
I think the only re-inspections were two schools.
with the two schools. Were they both for hot water too?
I think so.
This one was hot water, yeah. Hot water. And that's the primary. And no violations. Good. Anybody look over the other ones? I've already looked over those.
Good.
Yeah, they fixed the hot water. Good. And this one too. Dry goods before can keep yourselves covered until used to. Some recommendations. Same. So this is collected Tuesday. Yeah, so the hot water and the hand sink. Water not hot enough. 110 to 130.
Critical.
Yeah, the water's got to be hot in order to not let stuff grow. So yeah, hot water restored. Good. Yeah, re-inspected and checked out. After the re-inspection, he just makes a note there, and that's it.
I guess, yeah. just said it was it
Yeah.
was fixed.
Yeah, restored during reinspection.
So it was the next
10/24.
day, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably all they had to do was go turn it off. Saving money on oil. All right.
Steve does a very good job. He has, for years. It's great that we have him
Yes.
be able to be our health agent for inspecting
Inspecting
food.
food.
Yeah.
Does a thorough job.
Yes, he
Good.
does.
Oh yeah, writes down everything.
It does.
The notes in some of those are fantastic.
They are. Yeah, it's very easy to see what's happening.
Right, fits right to the nit and gritty too.
Mhm.
So, good detail. Even makes a note, complimented a few people who, may have been some problems in the past, and that they've done a really good job on this one. And I saw some of that in there too. But everything writes down things that minimal importance to highly important things,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Mhm.
which is good. I mean, as the person who runs the place too, you want to know that stuff too.
They need to know
You want to
what's-
be
yeah,
aware,
what they need to really focus on.
right, of how things are going.
Correct. The issues in that regard.
And it keeps everybody on their toes enough to hopefully run things where it's safe for the
Oh yeah.
public who's using it, or
Mhm.
this would be a school system. Did you look at?
I did.
already?
Those are all set in my end.
Yeah, I like it when he also does the good factors about the place. Like I'm just looking at this one, and there's quite a few on the good side.
Yes.
Well, it just shows that he's not rushing through it.
Right.
He's thorough. And
He's taking his
on
time
both ends.
to write down the good, and
Yep.
you only do that if you're taking your time.
I don't realize how many places that we have food establishments in town.
I didn't realize that either.
You look at how many.
I know. I was like, we have a half dozen maybe. And you look at them, oh yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So this doesn't have anything for me to sign, right? This is just-
Yeah, you just put your initials right here. And then you have to have your sense mails to punch it from the building department.
Okay. Nothing weird, just anything.
Oh, I can't believe it. Not by much either.
No. And this is 100. Yeah, this one is like
I know, barely, but it's still out.
7,000s. Yeah. Yeah. It's enough, I guess. I mean, if the acceptable limit is that small to begin with, then. I know in my geese it causes too much iron, causes discoloration of the feathers and leaf legs. So things like that
Really?
can mess you up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny how little something like that can actually. Yeah, it makes their white feathers turn copper.
Oh.
Color.
Oh, pretty.
Different.
The schools.
Yeah, we already went through those. Great.
It's very good. So we're all set with those. Okay, next item on the list is bills and warrants. Okay, we have a list of signed up.
Yeah, I already looked
We're
at
gonna
them.
close?
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Oh,
Everything's
Go
good.
through that, everything's good?
Yep.
we should see the one I just.
Oh, for BP.
Yeah.
Always big.
Yeah, they get the big one.
Set with that.
Those are just right
Those
there.
are the old-
All right. Next item on the agenda is we have approval of the minutes. First one is for June 12th, 2017. Take a second to look at it over.
Can you send these to us in the email?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the minutes as written
I'll second
for
that.
June 12th, 2017.
You have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let's have it. Motion passed. And the next set of minutes is for July 10th, 2017.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the minutes as written for July 10th, 2017.
Okay, we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Let's have it. It's approved. Okay. And next item, we have old and new business. Session for topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance of this meeting. Do we have any old business?
I have new.
Or new business? Okay, Kristen?
So I just got a bill for Bob's Tire. All the tires were picked up the day they were supposed to be picked up.
Excellent.
I just
Yay.
can't read, the bill to me is confusing. I think this price is wrong from what they picked up. So I have three calls into them. They
Okay.
keep, I have tried calling dispatch. Dispatch actually called me back, but I was down at Gene's office when he called, so I missed him, so I'm gonna wait and pay.
What is the situation?
So,
I don't think this adds up.
yeah.
If you add these three numbers,
Well, see, it's hard to tell what they put here for number. That
What
should
is it,
be,
$459?
Yes.
50 cents?
that looks like 4150.
$41.50,
Is that 48 to you? or-
48,
I think they,
and that looks like
looks like they charge us
300.
300, but we don't have
It's gonna
a
be
price.
three.
We didn't have one for 300, so it should have been 200, I think.
Well, the total, you questioning the total?
I'm questioning how they broke, like.
They got one piece. How come one piece for 300?
Well, they have loader tires 210, so I wonder
Right.
if that was it, which would have been 200. And I
Yeah.
think they put 300.
Maybe they were charging 150, but it was supposed to be 100 a piece.
No, we were charging 210, but they should charge us 200. But I think they charge.
Okay.
Looks like that. It looks to me like that's a 3.
It does.
It does look like a 3. If you add
Yeah.
these 3 up, this is
Right.
well beyond that.
So is it?
Yeah.
So the transfer station collected $287.
Mm-hmm.
The highway department brought over some tires, and I had a list from John exactly what he brought over. So the cost would have been $136.50.
Okay.
Retail would have been $165 if we had charged them.
Well, what did the town bring over?
The town brought over.
And were they the town tires, or were they tires that they picked up off the side of the road? Because they are supposed to pay for the town's tires.
Yes.
And then we try to absorb the tires.
All the
that
ones they pick up on the side of the road.
Right, and then
Correct.
we decide if
That's what
we
they
want to
brought
absorb it all or not. If we don't have the money, then we can't absorb it all.
Right. Yes. Correct. But we.
That's what John brought over.
Which is what?
Okay.
Right here.
That list on the left. And I guess that.
See, the bigger tires are the tires that I think, I'd like to know which ones are from the town and which ones are from what they picked up off
I didn't
the
know
We
road.
did have
charged.
one huge tractor tire.
That must have been that loader
It was
tire.
a big,
Backhoe.
Backhoe tire.
Okay.
But truck tires, now the town turns them back into the company they buy their new tires from. So whatever they got, it must be something they picked off the road. Because it was only four or five truck tires.
I don't
they
see
bought
them
in.
picking it off the road. They got 320-inch, 125 backhoe tire and 4 17-inch. There isn't, I don't,
We should ask them.
yeah, we've got
I
to
don't know if they
find
know.
I
out.
didn't know we charged them for their tires.
Yeah, we do. We charge the
Okay.
town unless we
I've
have.
never
Just for
done that.
theirs, correct. Not,
Yeah.
not the ones that they pick. They're picking up on the side of the
I've never
road.
done
We're
that.
trying to absorb that.
What's that?
I've never charged them.
Well, it's
Okay.
it's something that we do if,
Okay.
yeah, there's many times that we have, we try not to if we can, if
If
there's
we can-
surplus money in there, we absorb what
Yes.
Well,
basically
if
they do.
we might, depending on what the price was. Because if this, which I think should be 420 something, oh no, it's still, forget that, because we only brought in 287 from us.
Yeah, there's.
So I gotta find out what John,
Right, he should have given you what was highway and what was found on the side of the road. Because otherwise, all his friends can bring tires. I mean, we
Exactly.
gotta be very careful how we do this. We wanna be helpful, but we also don't wanna get burned.
Correct.
okay.
That's part of the reason why we set the prices as we did. You know, for a little buffer there. So we don't get burned.
But don't give them a check until.
I'm not, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
going
we have to square
Yeah,
this
I'm not
away.
going- Yeah.
Because I mean, that does not, to me,
Yeah.
does not look like that at all.
So if I
Adds up.
if I added it the way, that what I think they have, it should have been 429. So it's $30 different.
Those are the numbers you think that
That
these should
have
be?
been, yeah.
Okay. Because that definitely is not.
No, it's not even, I don't even know how they come up with that.
These first two, there's no way those are the numbers.
Yeah.
That one, could that be a 2? I guess that's possible. But if that's a 2 and these
I
would
think
not
these
add
are,
up.
no, you know what, this is at 150 each.
Oh,
Is that what that's saying? So this would be,
at 150 each, at 8?
yeah.
At $8
eight,
each.
yeah.
9 times 8, there you go for your
Yeah,
72.
and then one should have been 200, this one should.
105 at 150. That's your
Right here.
157,
50, yeah.
50. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's going to add up in the one piece. That's, if that's a 2 or a 3, that's still not gonna add up to what they have here. That's pretty clear at being 459.50.
Yeah, this invoice is
Yeah.
out of whack.
Yeah, we're
They
gonna
should,
have
they
to,
should really send a new one that is
Correct.
legible and gives a total of, and how they arrived at it.
they give a total, these numbers just aren't,
I know. The
Correct.
total's wrong too.
yeah,
Okay.
but, okay. We squared away with that, we know what we have to do? All right. Is there any other new business?
Yeah, the only thing I'm a little wondering about is on the job description. Did you write in, or somebody wrote in, agent or agents on that? It's right on, it's on, that was sent to us. It gave the job description, which is very vague, and it should be updated to what we had basically been
Yes.
okaying all along. But also, it should, it had written in there, agent or agents, and the board did not vote on that whatsoever, and nobody should be allowed to change or alter any of what the board has done as a whole, without the approval of the board.
Yes.
So I just would like to reiterate the importance of making sure that nothing gets altered or changed without the overall board's total
Approval
approval.
of it.
Because normally the agent isn't a board member. And right now, all the agents that we have are board members, so it's a null and void. And if we did have an agent that was out of town, that would be something the board would discuss on saying, okay, we want the agent also to have, because I've noticed a variety, and it could be well before your time too, that things have been being changed without the board's even knowledge. It's just that, well, I would like to see this. And I've got paperwork at home where it literally shows what it was and then what it was
Change to.
changed to. And it's illegal to do that. We wouldn't
Without the board's authorization.
without the board's authorization.
Yes.
So that's the only thing I'd like to see, 'cause- and if you go back online and see that, you'll see where it was written in there, agent or agents. And it's a minor thing, but yet it's of no value because the board did not approve that.
Oh, right. Right, so it shouldn't even say.
Pardon me?
Should just be left out.
It
Shouldn't
should be
even say
just
that.
left out.
Okay.
And so we would have to,
But also, right, I'd like to
Description.
just make sure that we make the proper changes. We have, as a board, have changed it a year, a couple years back, where the one person comes in 15 minutes early, which would be 6:45, to open up the transfer station so that at 7 o'clock, the gates open, people can come in and they can start utilizing it. Then at 7:15, the other person comes in and he doesn't go home, and the other person who came in at 6:45 can leave at 5:45, and the other person,
3:45.
oh, yeah, is it
Yeah.
3:45 or is
Yeah.
it 4 o'clock?
3:45.
Yeah, and then the other person actually stays until 4:15
Yeah.
to do the closing up, so that the place is open from 7 to 4, where we can't say, hey, sorry, we're closing at 4, we need the time, so that at 4 o'clock we're locking it up. But
15 minutes for one person to open up, 15 minutes for one person to close
shut
up,
it
shut down.
Right. And we did it in
That's-
a way
that's what
where
we
we
did for
didn't
that.
have to add more, because at that time we had to be careful how many hours a
Budgeting
person
hours.
worked, because anything over 19, they're eligible for
Overtime,
benefits.
benefits, that's right.
And
That was the issue, yeah. We had to
so that's,
keep that.
yeah, that's something that we just gotta make sure that we put it on there. Also, the board was reiterated last month that no items are to be taken. That should be also in there stating that no item should be taken
Correct.
as a new rule or regulation for the transfer station. And also the job description to state to be able to mow, weed whack, shovel, sand, salt, clean area of the transfer station. If it's not in writing, it seems like people say, well, it's not in
You
writing.
can push it, yes.
They don't have to do it, so we gotta just make sure it's in writing.
What was the last one? Mow, weed whack, shovel, sand, and
Salt.
salt. So we are changed, so I can add,
Yeah, the board, I believe already
Oh, it's already
voted on
voted
that.
on.
That was a while ago. We discussed that and
to change the job description to that?
to add that to
Or
it.
to add it to
Add
the,
it
yeah,
to
to,
it.
to
Include that within the job description.
include job description also on the rules and regs on the operating of the transfer station.
Yeah, add this
Add that to it.
shoveling. Yeah.
Yes, right.
We would need an electrician up there because one of the pole lights aren't working and being dark in the morning, dark at night, that one at the top should be working.
Yes.
So we need somebody to check that out.
Okay.
And that should be right, we just gotta get a hold of someone to go up there and re-put in.
Do we have somebody you normally use up there?
Is it just a bulb or something? It's just a street light.
Probably a bulb.
Probably, but yeah.
Is it
You know,
our own street light? Not the street. Right, it's our own at the top of the hill there. So, yeah, I guess.
Is it a street light or where is this?
It's
Light?
right next to the shack, right next to the,
It's on a
the
pole?
40 yarder, that big pole. The lights don't go on there.
So do they need a bucket truck, a small bucket
Well,
truck
I
to be
don't
able
know
to?
if somebody can check the box or do they have a crank in there?
Well, the main thing would be, number one, it should go on by a timer, right?
Right,
And then, so you need to just have it checked
right.
and then replaced.
Yeah, do whatever's necessary, so I think,
I'll go up and I'll take a look and then I'll make it, I'll give you a call or I'll see Kristen and just more or less state what needs to be done with the bucket truck or if something of that sort.
Yeah,
Just
take a look and get some clarification.
see what it could be just a trip, I don't know, we'll have to,
Yeah,
Make sure it's not a
because
break
it's been
or
out all summer, but in the summertime we go in, it's light and we leave, it's light, but now it's dark and dark.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yes.
we might be able to get a hold of somebody from the fire department. I know in Northbridge, the fire department does a lot of things with the little bucket truck they have around drive-through, and maybe we could utilize another department, let it be the highway or even the fire department with, that
The
they could
ladder
come up.
Yeah.
You're right, you don't need that large.
I saw one of the fire guys doing the outside windows here, using the little bucket on the fire truck.
Yeah,
Said that's a great repurposing of that. You
yeah,
know,
it
why
would
just
be,
have it
it
sitting
would
there?
be great to,
A DPW guy, washing
So,
the
do
windows, paint and stuff.
we'll have to see. as
Yeah,
we-
great idea.
yeah, the shed down there, that does not have electricity,
No.
does it? Didn't we discuss at one point having electricity brought to that?
Right,
So we
and then
had
it
it moved there?
was changed that we didn't, but it would be, that would be something that we should put in to have done. It would be a
Yeah.
nice thing to
I
have.
thought we had, I
What
thought
we
that's the
did is-
reason why we had moved that, didn't we?
No, what we ended up doing basically was they got extension cords. And they ran the extension cords right down the line of the fence
Okay.
into it. And that was like that for a while. And then we found out that it was being used as, I couldn't find one of the workers a lot of the times, and he was in there with the door shut, just, and taking it easy, which is fine to a point. So he says, no, this isn't designed for, the position was when you're down here, you're out monitoring.
Correct.
what you're doing that, so that extension cord was removed. But it would be a nice thing, the thing of it is if we're gonna decide is that the shed's gonna stay there, which would be good to have it stay there. The other one is up top, that's not a problem if we ever needed to get electricity into it, but I don't know if we need to. The one down below,
That's what we
you
have.
kinda would need that, because that's where the snow blower is,
Yes.
the lawnmower, and if you ever wanna, and the snow blower is electric start also, isn't it?
Yeah, you
Where
either.
you need to have the juice to get down there.
Yes.
So I was gonna mention that maybe we could get the extension cords for the time being and get it back hooked
Well,
up,
I was
going
planning on
down.
bringing one down from my house to get it started, make sure it was gonna run for the first snowstorm we have.
Yeah, we should do that.
Right, and if not, we should be sending it right down to where we bought it, which is down in Linwood,
Yes.
and have them
Service
service it,
it.
which would be,
Right way.
the
But
best
like
way.
last year, we didn't really use it that much, but the year before it was serviced.
right.
So maybe, we could go this winter and then take it down in the spring and have it serviced.
But why don't you see how it runs, and if it runs,
And start it up and it's, yeah, exactly. Start it up and see how it's doing. If there's a problem, you want to find out as sooner the better with
Yeah.
that.
Because that also has to pull start, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the first time you start it in the year, during the year, you're gonna be pulling and pulling.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly. I know, yeah, you might.
Depends on what you did. I mean, and
I just
how much
fired mine up
gas
this
is
past
in it,
weekend, and I needed the electric
how much
start.
old gas is
That thing was
sitting in the
not
carburetor.
manually. And first start of the year. Yeah,
See,
I
mine
couldn't do it.
Mine has been working. I got to say, it's 6 years old, and it's almost every time. I don't
I've
even
run it
use the
every
electric
year,
start. It's just fantastic.
The only time
But
I
I'm
use it
running
is the
high
first
test.
start of the year. Like Rita said, the first
Yeah,
start of the year, I cannot
only
get
run
that
high
thing.
test in this baby, and
Yes.
if you run some of the other and you leave it, then you get the shellac and it does a job on your
Mm-hmm.
carburetor. And
Yeah. If you close it out right, you know,
Yes.
come springtime,
and if you're using the high test,
it
then
starts
adjusts
up a lot easier in the next year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have no idea how they
Well,
got closed out. So.
Well, that is a good idea. The quicker we can
Yeah, check
check
that
that out, make sure that's
Yeah.
good working order, the better.
I also talked to John a couple weeks ago about going over and get a trash barrel full of salt and leave it in that shed.
Good.
So if there's any, like in the morning, say if you got black ice,
Yes.
we've got the salt right there that we can spread out in between the bins.
Good.
that would
And
be
he said
great.
just go down anytime the shed is locked and take
Great.
what I need.
Now, do we have some kind of container with a cover that we could? Do you have up there, or do you
Well, I've got a trash
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 barrel.
barrel in there with a cover.
with a cover? Great, and that's good.
And then we'll just,
No.
you know, fill it up and leave it in there, so if we need it, when you go in the morning, say, oh, there's ice here, you won't have to run over to get it, we'll have it there.
Great.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I got
Doing
a full
that.
bag of ice melt up there.
You do.
Guy came up, he's gonna throw it out. I said, I'll take that, look at it, put it in the shed. So, I mean, hey.
We can
great
utilize
bag,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
And it's not solid, you know, sometimes you see them.
Yeah, it's a big block.
No, this is all loose, that's great.
We can use that.
We can use it, oh
Put
yeah.
to use.
And
It's a
that
donation. Thank you.
Yeah.
We had one last year, in that metal bin barrel out there.
I said we can get rid of it.
Good. Any other comments up there, or issues, or anything to discuss?
No.
No, we're in good shape?
Other than that, and are you allowed to bring the bins back to the line for the winter?
Bins back in line for the winter. I'm not sure
In
what.
other words, they've been pushed up against the back fence, and even the highway department says that for them, they can't get the huff in there to clean behind whatsoever.
Yeah, okay. For the winter, I think that's
I think it would be
beneficial. They need to get back there to
Even
plow
BP
it
has stated that they really would rather have them moved back to
Yeah.
where they.
Because when I
For the winter,
when I
okay.
put a line there and they got it all lined up, it's easier for the town to plow because they don't have to go in and out between the bins.
We have to be able to clear them,
Yeah.
clean them out, so yes.
So
For the winter, we can bring them forward so we can
Right.
clean the snow out.
And then to have them moved up close to the fence during the summer, and that it's allowing and I'm one of those when I recycle. There's a lot of times you don't. The more room you have for
The better,
to be
yeah.
able to get in
There's
there.
more room, the way they are now, there's more room for the cars. to-
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, you can drive through, you can back up.
Correct.
You pull them forward.
It's nice to have more space, but we have to be able to remove the snow.
yeah, because with the snow left in the back and it melts in the front, it only goes under the bins and then it has no place to go, so it starts freezes up and
Backs
goes
up.
back.
Yeah, I can't have
All
that.
right, good.
That's good.
Yep.
Yep, we'll do that.
Do what you gotta do.
All right.
Next meeting.
Yes, so next meeting, what do we have?
December, huh?
We're in December.
We have the first,
It'd be the 4th.
fourth, yeah.
Is that what it is? It's
Yep.
Monday the 4th?
Looks that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Monday the 4th at 6 o'clock. That'll work
Yeah.
for everybody?
Only 3 weeks away. Yeah.
December 4th. Okay. That'll take care of it. You have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to
Okay,
adjourn.
we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Yeah, a motion, a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.